In the previous tutorial, we have built our drop-downs for a particular table, which was automatically generated based on the information schema columns settings. So now, once we have all this relation to, for example, we are here in the profile table. The profile table has these fields, and it extracts all the relationship. For example, it gets the street ID, which is a relationship with the street field, and then it gets the cities, because street ID has a relationship with the cities, and the city itself has a relationship with the countries. So these relationships are automatically generated. So also we created this relationship between the drop-down. So now, for example, if I choose that I need a user of type client, so I may not have this kind of user, but if I choose, for example, operator, I have this one. I have administrator, so I can add a profile for that user. Manager, I also have that kind of user. So let's try to automatically, not automatically, but map the data from the form to the business logic and then save it to the related table. How to do that? So we can see that for each columns we have a couple of fields. We have the type. Each drop down, for example, it's with name of the column that represents this drop down. In this case, the type is part of the user table, but we are here in the profile, so we need to provide only the profile data here. So first we should get the data only from the fields inputs that we need. And how to do that? For example, a part of the type, we also have the data parent, which is the name of the table that we use. So as here in the because the profile has relationship with the street, so the street drop down, it's has the street ID, which in the street data parent is the street table. Okay, so still we don't know actually how to get the data that we need only for the profile title. So maybe we will need one more field which could be added here. We have already data parent, so let's add one more data attribute. If you add it here, actually, maybe it will not be enough, but let's try it. Let's try to point, or maybe we can do that later. For example, if we get a field in the post, we should check in the logic if that field is part of the table, current table that we save. So we may need to have a hidden variable here. Put type is equal to hidden, and the value will be actually, the value could be template data. We have the components. Let's check what else we have in the template data. So we provide here the name of the component, like that. Okay, and now maybe we will have access to put tab hidden. Okay, we know that we are currently in the profile module, the profile component. So here we have specified that this is a post. So let's try to post the form and see what we get. Okay, so once we let's define the component it's same as the table's page ID, and let's try that. Okay, so let's try to submit the form. Choosing manager, choosing Bulgaria, Sofia, district, the user, and okay, it will be good if we have a submit to our form. Okay. No, we didn't receive the yes, but we need also name here, yeah. That will be the component in hidden input, and here the check will be if it's reset and post component is the same as the current page, then the results are fresh. Yes, let's try again. Okay, so now we have our form data provided, and the next step will be to get only the fields that we need for the profile table. That will be the street ID, the name, the address, and the user ID. So because we provided this dynamically without any static logic here, everything is created dynamically. We will be able to reuse that logic, and we will have automatic automatically generated form for all components. For example, if I go here in the city, I also have the city, so I'll be able to add a new city in the United States, for example. Okay, and let's check something different. Yes, I'll be able to add also new service, new country. Everything is provided.